So it looks like Prince Andrew, guys, is going to be facing a private prosecution, and legal proceedings are going to be underway against him pretty soon. And some big news about him is going to be revealed. Hey guys, it's Rob Morali. Hopefully you guys are all doing well today. Back again with some more Prince Andrew mess. This waste man of an individual. Things aren't looking good for him at all. Daily Mail are reporting today that Prince Andrew is facing a private prosecution over allegations of SA, corruption and misconduct in public office in the wake of everything that has happened in the past couple of weeks. Republic, a campaign group, says it has instructed lawyers to investigate the prince and, if appropriate, press ahead with legal proceedings, which are very likely now to happen. They are an anti-monarchy campaign group. The Daily Mail understand the allegations it's focusing on relate to allegations he essayed Virginia, that he asked the Royal Protection Officer to look into her background, and impropriety when he served as an official UK trade envoy. Andrew, who has surrendered the Duke of York title and been all but eradicated from royal life, has previously denied all allegations against him. But Republic say it is mounting its own bid to take him to court because the legal and political response to the claims have been simply inadequate. I agree. It says it has made a powerful principled argument for justice to be done for the victims of SA and for those who corrupt public office to be held accountable. If not us, then who? It's a devastating indictment on the UK's criminal justice system, police and politicians, not to mention the king in here, that we must resort to a private prosecution. It should be a cause of concern that so many people believe, rightly in my view, that the royals are not treated equally in law. Equality in law is a basic tenet of democracy. I firmly believe there is strong enough evidence to justify this private investigation that is going to take place pretty soon. The authorities and politicians appear to want to look the other way whilst minimizing the accusations made against Andrew. The truth must prevail. Justice must be done. So this private prosecution that is going to be happening via this campaign group, it is going to be interesting to see what this wakes up. But if the powers that may be are not on the side of this campaign group because they don't want other doors to be opened, other skeletons to fall out the closets, then I think that this private prosecution might be quite difficult. However, it could also go the other way, and that this private prosecution and these legal proceedings that are going to be taking place against Andrew could very well open those doors, and, you know, they can't do much about it, and more skeletons will just fall out of closets, and we have to just deal with it. The thing with the royal family and this Andrew scandal is that they want to implode this man, drag him through the public stratosphere to get him out as soon as possible, but they also want to retain any mess that might come their way that could affect them. They don't want any recoil. They just want this man to be mainly targeted, and therefore things need to be done carefully if they want to go down this avenue. I do believe that this private prosecution is definitely going to be happening. Legal proceedings are definitely underway, because how can they not? There's so much out there, so much evidence. Andrew is going to be facing stuff shortly for sure, which is why he's bricking it and absolutely so afraid to return to the USA, because he doesn't want to be questioned, and therefore he will never go back there because he wants to avoid that completely. But this is going to be happening for sure. Absolutely, I believe it. I just don't know if it's going to cause any profound impact early on, but I think that is definitely going to be happening. Page 6 also today are reporting that big news is coming soon about Sarah Ferguson and Prince Andrew and their living arrangements. Andrew has agreed to leave the Royal Lodge and will formalize his choice within days. Both Andrew and his ex have agreed to move out. Andrew realizes that he has to leave. The hounds are at bay, and the hounds are much more powerful these days. He's not paid rent on the Royal Lodge for the past 22 years, as we all know, and so his ex Ferguson has basically tried to negotiate some kind of deal, but it looks like their deals are falling through and not being bought of as of right now when it comes to premeditated plans of where they should move. Whew. Not looking good for Andrew, guys, in this private prosecution, but it's not looking good for Fergie either, because it's been announced exclusively today via Vader Online that Sarah Ferguson has been scrapped from the TV show Loose Women, which is basically the UK version of The View, and that she's being booted out because of this Royal Lodge scandal involving Epstein and her recent messages and emails being leaked of her begging for money. She's been axed officially as of today, October 30th, as a panelist from the British version of The View, despite once being described as the saviour of the daytime schedule. The producers actually, get this guys, did not even want to scrap her because they loved her, but unfortunately she can no longer appear on the show because the scandal's gotten bigger than her name. Her axing comes after a dropped by a slew of charities who've abandoned her, and the royal fears her career as a children's author is also now severely under threat. I didn't even know that she was a children's author. Do you know how sick and twisted that is, that she's writing books for children, yet at the same time she was begging Epstein for money? Writing books for children, but at the same time Prince Andrew was inviting Epstein and Weinstein and Ghislaine to come to the Royal Lodge to celebrate the 18th birthday of Beatrice. They have this close proximity to children in some kind of way, and they also have close proximity to these people who've been accused of sick and twisted things. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody like Sarah Ferguson was used as a transporter to get close vicinity to what Epstein wants and give it to him, because Jean-Luc Brunel was, accused of basically handing young minors to Epstein via modeling agencies, or they used to do scouting in certain countries. So why wouldn't Sarah Ferguson be a transporter for and do things, especially because she was literally in emails begging this man for money? So clearly she would need to repay him back in one way or another, and lo and behold, she's a ambassador for children charities. She's a children's author. It is sick and twisted. So a slew of charities have dropped her, and I think that her career as a children's author should absolutely be impacted. The network adored her, the upper echelon of the company, due to, her relatable nature. She was very likable to viewers. People really liked Sarah Ferguson. But her world has now come crashing down, and there will be no more Fergie on ITV. There are no more current plans for the future of her, and she's done with the channel for now. I think that she's done with TV permanently. I don't see how she can recover from this. I feel like the UK have given her way too many chances. They've given her way too many times for her to come back, and, she makes mistakes. These aren't mistakes. This is intentional, because she basically is somebody who is a nature of greed and gluttony and wants money from the higher ups, because for some reason they're all going broke. I really hope this private prosecution goes through, and whatever big news is about to come out in the next couple of days about Sarah and Andrew, well, we all got to hold on tight. This whole situation between everybody in this royal household and the Andrew scandal has not ended as of right now. Emails are being leaked in a very slow process, and that is being done on purpose because it causes distractions so that we don't end up discussing the bigger people. Andrew ain't the big fish in the sea. He's just the one that's keep being fried for us to eat. But there are bigger fishes in the sea for us to eat if we want to. So whilst the Andrew stuff is distracting us, I definitely agree. The Royal Lodge, the movements, the negotiations, now there's private prosecution, there's always stuff dripping out about him. It's being done in this way so that we don't discuss others that were directly related to Andrew. Well, one thing I can tell you is that when William does become king, we ain't going to be discussing Andrew anymore. That man is about to be sliced out of the royal family, sliced out of public events. He ain't going to be seen anywhere. I think at that point, I wouldn't be surprised if Andrew doesn't release a book, because this man needs to make money one way or another. Do subscribe, guys. Comment down below. Give this video a thumbs up. Click that button and subscribe. Join Murad Nation. Send a tip if you guys wish to. There's a $ there. It goes a long way. I would appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys soon for another video.